Genesis chapter 38. And it came to pass at that time that Judah went down from his brothers, and turned into a certain Adullamite, whose name was Hirah. And Judah saw there a daughter of a certain Canaanite whose name was Shua. And he took her, and went into her. And she conceived, and bore a son, and he called his name And she conceived again, and bore a son, and she called his name Onan. And she yet again bore a son, and called his name Shelah, and he was at Chezib when she bore him. And Judah took a wife for his firstborn, and her name was Tamar. And Judah's firstborn, was wicked in the sight of Yahweh. And Yahweh put him to death. And Judah said to Onan, Go into your brother's wife, and perform the duty of a husband's brother to her, and raise up seed to your brother. And Onan knew that the seed would not be his, and it came to pass, when he went into his brother's wife, that he spilled it on the ground, so that he not give seed to his brother. And the thing which he did was evil in the sight of Yahweh, and he put him to death also. Then said Judah to Tamar his daughter-in-law, Remain a widow in your father's house, till Shelah my son is grown up, for he said, I fear he also might die, like his brothers. And Tamar went and dwelt in her father's house. And in process of time Shua's daughter, the wife of Judah, died, and Judah was comforted, and went up to his sheep shearers to Timnah, he and his friend Hirah the Adullamite. And it was told to Tamar, as follows, Behold, your father-in-law goes up to Timnah to shear his sheep. And she put off from her the widow's garments, and covered herself with her veil, and wrapped herself, and sat in the gate of Onan, which is by the way to Timnah, for she saw that Shelah was grown up, and she was not given to him to wife. When Judah saw her, he thought she was a prostitute, because she had covered her face. And he turned to her by the way, and said, Come, I pray you, let me come into you, for he knew not that she was his daughter-in-law. And she said, What will you give me, that you may come into me? And he said, I will send you a kid of the goats from the flock. And she said, Will you give me a pledge, till you send it? And he said, What pledge shall I give you? And she said, Your signet and your cord, and your staff that is in your hand. And he gave them to her, and came into her, and she conceived by him. And she arose, and went away, and put off her veil from her, and put on her widow's garments. And Judah sent the kid of the goats by the hand of his friend the Adullamite, to receive the pledge from the woman's hand, but he found her not. Then he asked the men of her place, saying, Where is the prostitute, that was at Onan by the wayside? And they said, There has been no prostitute here. And he returned to Judah, and said, I have not found her, and also the men of the place said, There has been no prostitute here. And Judah said, Let her keep it all, or we might be laughed at. Behold, I sent this kid, and you have not found her. And it came to pass about 3 months afterward, that it was told Judah, as follows, Tamar your daughter-in-law has played the harlot, and moreover, behold, she is with child by whoredom. And Judah said, Bring her forth, and let her be burnt. When she was brought forth, she sent to her father-in-law, saying, By the man, to whom these belong, am I with child? And she said, Discern, I pray you, whose are these, the signet, and the cords, and the staff? And Judah acknowledged them, and said, She is more righteous than I, since I did not give her to Shelah my son. And he knew her again no longer. And it came to pass in the time of her labor, that, behold, twins were in her womb. And it came to pass, when she was in labor, that one put out a hand, and the midwife took and tied on his hand a scarlet thread, saying, This one came out first. And it came to pass, as he drew back his hand, that, behold, his brother came out, and she said, Why have you made a breach for yourself? Therefore his name was called Perez. And afterward came out his brother, that had the scarlet thread on his hand, and his name was called Zerah.